Alright, this is my Lightsworn deck profile. 2 Raikou. This is a very, very important part of the deck. Other than just something that you won't mind removing from your graveyard for BLS or anything, you get to destroy 1 card, and that's pretty much how you get around things that you cannot get around, can't think of another way. 1 Jane. I just like it because you can go over, beaters that you probably wouldn't be able to go over unless you milled a wolf or something, or got like a bigger monster out, but it can just quickly allow you to get over stuff. 1 Erin. This card is super amazing against anything that sets a lot. Like I don't know, burn isn't very heavily played, but if you ever go against a burn, you're gonna win with this card. 2 Lumina. If it's at 2, so you have to run 2, or otherwise this deck just sucks. It's incredibly good for the deck. You get to discard, special summon a level 4 Lightsworn. It pretty much gives you wins a lot of times. 1 Lila. It's pretty much an MST every 2 turns, but most of the time you can just use it for other things. It's just you need a lot of Lightsworns for Judgment Dragon to make sure that you can get it out every time you get it to your hand. And it's just good to just summon it, get rid of any back row that could be bothering you, and then go into other stuff. 2 Wolf. I think 3 is too many, because if it goes to your hand, it's crap, and you do have a few ways to get it out of your hand in a way that's still useful, but it's just you don't want to draw them. So I think 3 just clogs your hand up, but 1 is you're never going to mill it, so 2 is a good number. 1 Celestia. Oh, camera just unfocused. Oh, there we go. Alright. 1 Celestia. Celestia is so good when you get her either first hand and you get a Raikou, or when you have something on the field, you mill a wolf and then you draw it, and then you can just get rid of the other thing, use her effect, mill 4, and then pretty much deal a lot of damage. So she's really nice. 1 Card Trooper. I like him because you don't have to wait till end phase to activate his effect, and it's a mill. So 1 Sangan allows you to add almost anything that you will ever need from this deck to your hand. So he's really, really good in this deck. Plus he's a dark. 1 Garoth. You would use 2 if it was a pure Sworn build, but I only like 1 in a not pure Sworn build. Because if he's on the field and you have another Lightsworn on the field, so if you get him with Lumina, because that's what I usually do if he's in the graveyard and I decide to use Lumina's effect, I'm almost always going to get him if I can. And so he's really good because in end phase you could possibly draw 2 cards, so it's pretty awesome. 3 Judgment Dragon. If you're running Lightsworns and you're not running 3 of these, then you are absolutely retarded, and this is the win condition of the deck. This is how you win almost every game. BLS, if you don't win with Judgment Dragon, you have to win with this card. And the only thing that sucks is if you do mill this, there's pretty much 1 way to actually be able to use this card if you mill it, and that's Monster Reincarnation. But it's still really broken when you draw it. 1 Trigodia. I needed extra darks, and I thought Trigodia was a really good idea, because if you get him first hand and you purposely don't say anything and just tell your opponent to go, then he can be really good. Just they attack you for, let's say they just poke you for 15 damage or something like that. You can just be like, okay, 3000 beater, my turn, and they're like, oh crap. And so he's really good. 1 Honest. If you're running a lot of lights in any deck, you have to run an Honest because it's just too good not to run. So that's an obvious choice. And then 1 Neko Gardener. It's a dark, so for BLS it's great if you have to. But even if you don't get rid of it for BLS, if let's say you remove like a Sangan for BLS and then you just have this in your graveyard, you can negate an attack that could make you lose. And so this card can really save you a game, and that can be the turn that you need to win the game. Around spells. I think it's gonna be more than 10 minutes.
That's fine.
2 Duality. It can kind of slow you down, so I'm thinking about bringing it back to 1, but right now it's working pretty well at 2. And so yeah.
Hurry up. Staple.
1 Book of Moon, Staple, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Staples. Charge the Light Brigade. Obviously, you need to run it staple. Monster Reborn, MST, staples. 2 Solar Recharge. I like 2. I don't like 3 because pretty much however many wolves you're running, you want to run that many Solar Recharges. That's how I see it, because that's how many targets that you're gonna definitely have eventually. But you can discard anything. I usually discard Rykos mid to late game because I find them a little bit less useful. 1 Part of Avarice, and then 1 Monster Reincarnation. Really good card. Allows you to get Judgment Dragon back to your hand and then just summon instantly if it's mid to late game. And on the traps, pretty much all staples. You know, Compulse, Torrential, Mirror Force, Call of the Haunted, Solemn Judgment, Bottomless, Solemn Warning, and Dimensional Prison. Pretty much a lot of basic traps. I don't run any Beckoning Light, and well, 1, I don't have any, but I don't try to get them because I personally don't think it's a very good card, and I just don't like it. Alright, on to the extra deck. 1 Utopia and 1 Leviathan. I should probably have 2 of each, but I'm too lazy to get them. And so, because you never know when you're going to need to do something that's not what you would normally do in this deck, so Exceeding can be really helpful. And that was my Lightsworn deck.